Jam, the home of motorsport. More than a race.
Hello, welcome to another KRL Hot Lap. Here we are at Laguna Seca, third last round. Not one of my favourite tracks, but it's still pretty fun in this cup car. So make sure you get a nice exit. Down the front straight. You're leaving in fifth gear, you're braking just before the fall. Americans don't like meter boards, so it's just the fall. Smash down your second gear, let it drift out. Be easy on the brake, and then get on the power as early as you can. Try not to go too early because you'll get on the C1 on the track there. These are the fun sections here. You've got to stay off the inside curb. You do, bang, you're going to push wide like that. Fix that road steer, keep the throttle pins, all good. And again, just took a little kiss of the curb and pull the throttle out there. So we're going to go forward on the brake bias here, just to make sure you don't lose the rear and you start turning in. It's very unsettled there, early on the power. Can shift up to fifth, and then you'll see the second whiteboard there is your braking marker on the 2, bang, and full throttle straight away at the apex. Carry as much speed as you can. They're very easy to lock up in this car. The ABS is pretty bad, so you've got to make sure you're braking as straight a line as you can. Don't toss the curbs, and then you've got to throw over the curb. It's very loose through here. Short shift to third quickly, and you keep sort of the middle in the car. It likes to be on the slide a bit, so pick up the throttle nice and early. Don't have to hook into his right-hander. Very easy to do that. Push the apex a little bit, run on the curb, and then brake it nice and early into the last corner. Hook up that apex, and easy on the throttle, and then manage the laps. That's going to be about a 125. Pole should be around there for race 1, and for race 2 we could even see 24s. So, if you have any fun tonight, make sure you all tune in, and yeah.
Welcome to KRL. In your screen at the one time. Oh no! Look at this! Harvey Norman looking to make moves on Mighty Murph, but I reckon Barnes is going to make him pay. And he sticks it down the moments. Can't do it, almost sends Wilco off, but Wilco manages to keep his foot in the championship. But the new boy up to P5, look at that, he's trying to break the slipstream on the main straight. But he is under pressure here. Great effort from Static Hats first, second, third, fourth and fifth all together. Speed's got a run on him. Is he going to make a move down into turn 1? I reckon he is. Down the inside, he's basically fully sending it. In the final corner, he will take P7 I reckon, but Jimbo and Rob Dog, he's going to get his first points of the year as well. Who's going to take? It's time to go racing for KRL.
Welcome to the Kid Buyers YouTube channel, the home of motorsport. It's more than a
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're watching right around the world. KRL is back for the second time this week, and it's round 8 of Tier 1 here. Back again, as we were last night at Laguna Seca here in the sunny state of California. It's a sprint round as well, as we have a look at the drivers coming out onto the circuit. It's very fast. We absolutely love it, as my co-commentator joins me once again, the great man, Wolfie. How are you, Wolfie, this evening?
Mate, I'm very well. Yourself, Trevor?
Career best, not quite career best, but close. But this is an absolute. It's very fast sprint round, like we said, as the name suggests, Wolfie, and it is absolute. There's no time, is there? Everyone's out, and it's action happening all the time.
It's a 7-minute quali. Your outlap is generally 1 minute 30 or 40. Quali has been 125-ish to 127s. So you really don't have much time. It's an outlap, a hot lap. If you mess it up and you don't crash, you should be able to get another hot lap through. But the track's filling up, my friend. The track is filling up. This is great. I love the sprint round.
We see Matt, it mixes it up, doesn't it? We love the endurance stuff, but the sprint rounds always keeps it interesting. If you have a bad run in race 1, you can always make up for it in race 2. As Voodoo's checking in, he says, best of luck to the Tier 1 lads tonight. I'll be sitting out qualifying to ensure I don't get caught up in with the championship. Referring to some, there was something, penguin. There might have been a penguin getting around last night.
I'm led to believe there's some shenanigans last night. I watched the race and yeah.
There were some shenanigans, some controversy, but there was a penguin that may have been out of its natural habitat.
Certainly, good Lord.
Certainly not doing, certainly shouldn't be in the desert, that's for sure. But Matterford there on his outlap. We've got, of course, we've got Wolfie in the pits. GRT there, who went longer last night. He didn't pit under the safety car as a V8 man. Good to see him back too, isn't it? V8 man, Dane as well. Voodoo, like you said, sitting out qualifying. So before you know it, Wolfie, we're down to 4 minutes in this race. We might see who's on a hot lap. We might see there, as we see Righty coming through that famous, or should we say, Wolfie, infamous corkscrew. And you
infamous corkscrew.
A bit of a fun fact about the corkscrew, one of the most interesting corners.
Everyone's in racing, yeah. Sorry to keep interrupting, but everyone is sort of, guessing it's a 9-foot drop or it's a this foot drop. I've actually figured it out through basically just my incredible ability with maths, and it's a 17-metre drop, and the length from top to bottom is 137 metres, which means nothing. But essentially stand 17 metres above something and look at about a 45-degree angle, and where you hit the ground is how that corkscrew works. It's a hell of a drop. You become off balance. Your brakes don't work properly because there's that little bump just before you turn in right, so you've got to brake just before that bump and then drop yourself down. It's a hell of a manoeuvre.
Great stuff. Boy, it is a fantastic corner, though, and I think we were saying a bit earlier, Wolfie, to see some of those bikes go through there as well. Fantastic stuff. But let's have a look. Kart Dude, under 3 minutes now in qualifying, and have a look at first and second. There is not much of a gap there, Wolfie, my friend. 126.202. Kart Dude setting the pace, but Jason Wilkinson never too far away. And then half a second back to Matterford, who is spinning around. And he is off the track as Voodoo
Wilco's
Jesus close at the front. And now Wilco's off. Matterford, who's not, as the cameraman just catches up there. We've got somebody off. Wilco, he doesn't like, is that
Wilco's
turn?
off.
He doesn't like that corner. He's gone off there a few times.
It's a fairly easy corner compared to the rest of the circuit, but Albert's popped up with a 26.1. It's gone, and Messick has come in. He wasn't in practice, but I know he's been doing. I did a bunch of laps with Messick and OG during the week. They were in the Porsche. I was not, because I can't drive this thing. So yeah, interesting. It's all, they've got 1 minute 40 left, so they'll all be on their second last and last laps.
Well, I tell you what, Voodoo spot on there. Albert does go bang. Not sure what bang is in Spanish, but have we got somebody else off there? Have we got a yellow flag?
No, Cardi's done a 125.9.
125.9. Will we see Wilco get a 125, says Voodoo? Well, forget about that, because we've just seen Kart Dude get a 125.956. That's some serious pace, Wolf.
Oh, geez, that's quick. Albert with just 14 tenths off that. Wilco has just got, this will be his last lap, just about ready to come across the strike, and it's a 125.26 lap, so this will be it. I can't see who else is. I think everybody's out except for GRT, V8, and obviously, no, V8 man's out. GRT and Voodoo still in the pits.
There we go, so everybody else out on the track, less than 1 minute to go here. And we do have a interval coming up, Wolfie, so we might get to those championship points whilst we've got a bit of a spare time on our hands as we look at OGT now in the number 28 coming up the hill. I think we're at the is it the Rahal Straight, famous name in American racing.
Rahal.
Barbie Rahal. As there's a few corners without names here too, isn't there? 10, 11, 4, 3, 5, 6. We've got 8 and 8A. I think we said off air. It sounds a bit like the platform numbers at Southern Cross Station in Melbourne, but the corkscrew, I think it's 8 is the top of the corkscrew, I've heard, Wolfie, and 8A is the bottom, and like we said, there's a fair distance between them.
That's exactly right, because that next left-hander that Jason's going through now is turn 9, and then there's turn 10, and the last turn is 11, which is probably, as we were discussing earlier, one of the better places to attempt to pass.
More sensible, and Wilco is coming into the pits, Wolf.
No,
so
he's had enough.
He's had enough. Let's take a look at Ridey, who's spinning around. You're riding my way. Hopefully that doesn't affect. I don't think that's going to affect anybody else, is it? There's no Rideys in the pits, so he's also out of the equation. Let's have a look at Prince Albert. Here we go across the line for the Victorian Spaniard. Pole position.
Oh, jeez. That's quick.
That is a 125.1. I thought I was impressed with the 25.9, Wolf, but boy, oh boy, a 25.1. Somebody put that man out because he is on fire. Look at that, Albert.
That is quick.
That sends a message, Wolf.
It does, and that's put Jason into 6th place. Now, I know that in our documentation we have where Jason needs to finish and where everybody else needs to finish, and it's too boring for everybody else. So we'll let you know at the end of the race how it all turned out.
That's all right. We had to send away. Well, I did get that message of all of the possible championship outcomes, Wolf, and I had to send away to NASA to get them to just put it into a format which was a little bit more comfortable for someone with my my IQ. But there we go. We'll get to that later, Wolf. We might we'll update. We won't bore people with the details now.
No.
And as Wilco
I was going to
says,
print it out. But it's like a ream of paper, and I didn't want to kill that many trees.
no, we didn't. I didn't have enough bloody paper myself. But there we have it. So Albert with scintillating pace there with a 25-1 cart dude. Hello there. Welcome back. He's in second, and then OGT third. My Bingaling fourth. Righty in fifth. Wilco down there in sixth, like we said. Aussie Thunder. 7th, Matterford 8th, Kilroy in 9th, V8 Man, good to see him back rounding out your top 10, Messick, Wolfie, GRT and Voodoo and the rest of them there. But I think
Time for you to leave, my friend.
Time for me to leave. We'll be back after these messages from our sponsors. It's round 8, Tier 1 of KRL action coming to you right after this. Get excited. Welcome to KRL. In your screen at the one time. Oh no! Look at this! Harvey Norman looking to make moves on Mighty Murph, but I reckon Barnes is going to make him pay. And he sticks it down the moment. Card Dude almost sends Wilco off, but Wilco manages to keep his foot in the championship. But the new boy up to P5. Look at that, he's trying to break the slipstream on the main straight. But he is under pressure here. Great effort from Static Hats first, second, third, fourth and fifth all together. Speed's got a run on him. Is he going to make a move down into turn one? I reckon he is. Down the inside, he's basically fully sending it. In the final corner, he will take P7, I reckon, but Jimbo and Rob Dog, he's going to get his first points of the year as well. Who's going to take... It's time to go racing for KRL.
Welcome to the Good Buyers YouTube channel, the home of motorsport.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost ready to go racing. And Wolfie, this is going to be an absolutely mouth-watering next 20 minutes here, because we've got Albert, who just set one of the fastest laps I reckon we've ever seen around this track, if not anywhere. And you can see Cart Dude in second, OGT, as we are almost ready. Wolf, it's time to get excited.
Absolutely. Let's see how this works out, because Jason's down the pack. He'll want to get up. So I'll leave you with the start call.
Championship leader in 6th. Let's see how this is going to pan out here. First of 2 races here tonight, so do not go anywhere as we are racing almost. Green light, go, 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 and controversy at the start because Cart Dude I thought he looked like he was a bit too far ahead of Albert there, didn't you, Wolf, off the start?
Yep.
But anyway, so he's into the lead and he's around, and Albert, he almost makes contact with Albert, a bit of a love tap there, and that sees Binger potentially into the lead, heading up into turn 2 now on the opening lap. Wilco's also got a drive-through penalty. What
Yes.
happened there?
I guess he's just a little too quick at the start line.
So a little bit too anxious to get going, but everyone else, I was about to say everyone else got away cleanly, but Righty's off the track. We saw Cartu go around. Where is he? He's way well down the field. And now Jason
is in second all of a
leads
sudden.
this race. So forget about the fact that he started 6th, because there's been absolute carnage ahead of him, Wolf, and now he's up into 6th, and albeit with that drive-through penalty, not sure whether he can dispute that with the race stewards. But anyway, 20-minute race, like we said, first of 2 this evening. It's a sprint round for round 8 of this championship. Through to complete lap 1, it is Jason Wilkinson, the championship leader, ahead of the man in 2nd place in this championship, Prince Albert there. It's a big gap, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But there's not much of a gap there, Wolf, as Binger in 3rd now.
Oh,
And V8 man.
tried to sneak under V8 man.
And he's tried to sneak past V8 man. Pit lane is open from race control. V8 man from 10th on the grid, Wolfie, up to 4th.
Fantastic. So I'm assuming the spin of Albert has upset a lot of well, not upset a lot of, but it's thrown that pack around, because OG's dropped a couple of spots. V8's got, and obviously Jason must have threaded his way through. But yeah, so Jason's going to need a good, I would suggest 30-second lead to be able to come back out in some sort of form, to be able to catch back up. Short race, 17 minutes to go. It's going to be very difficult.
Not much time to catch up, is there, if you need to come in and serve that drive-through? I'm guessing, like you mentioned, Wolf, that he might just, he's in prime position at the moment, isn't he? He's in P1, so whether he's in clear air as well, so I think he might elect to maybe just stay out, extend that lead as much as he can in the next 16 or so minutes, and then possibly come in right at the end and hopefully still get a good result here tonight. But Albert then in 2nd. So that gap is extending out already. The field's starting to spread. It's still very close between V8 man. So Matterford has made some moves on V8 man. Now up to 4th. OGT in 6th.
Wilco into the pits.
And Wilco into the pits. Well, there goes
I
out
believe
there.
they only have 3 laps to that. I think they have 3 laps to serve the penalty or otherwise.
Otherwise, it's game over. So
Yep.
Wilco now coming in to serve that drive-through penalty. I was about to say that actually, Wolf, before he came in. I thought it's a bit like F1, I think, as well, and other motorsport categories. You have to come in within that 3-lap time frame. So this is going to see him. I don't think, have we got Cartoon coming in as well? I believe we do. So this is going to put these 2 boys at the back. So that is going to see Albert all out on his own. Not quite over yet. We've still got plenty of racing to go here, of course. But lap 2 of this one, Binger is in 2nd behind Albert. Matterford now up to 3rd. And that leaves V8 man back up to 4th, where he was off the start. He must have avoided some carnage there off that start line. OGT, geez, I don't mind that. Don't mind the livery on OGT's car. I have to agree there with Voodoo. But best of luck, everyone, says Voodoo. Thank you for that. Wilco saying this will be fun, but boy, he's had some fun, all right, in the opening 4 minutes of this race as we climb up the Bobby Ray Hall straight up to the corkscrew. And not too many drivers have got this one wrong so far this evening, but still, Binger. Commentators curse as soon as I say that. Wolfie Binger almost having a moment. They're coming down that 17 metres or so. OGT then, still, like we said, in 5th place. Messick up to 6th. Righty in 7th. Aussie Thunder in 8th. So things settling now, Wolfie, but shorter races, anything can still happen here.
Well, there's no, you've got to be on it as quick as you can, and this track's in the middle of California, and I've got a blue screen, so with any luck they won't Californicate each other all the way through. So yeah, Jason's got a hell of a lot of work to do.
Hell of a lot of work to do. Wilco down there in 12th, Cart Dude alongside him, and like I said at the top of the show, I had to send away to NASA to translate, send back the possible championship outcomes, and he was looking for 19 points over the course of tonight, and down in 11th. I'm sure he'll get back into the points, but still not the ideal start for that man, as Wolfie trying to sort out that blue screen of death. Californication. As less than 15 minutes to go now. I won't trouble you with too much more singing throughout the course of the evening, but Albert is streaking away, 4.4 seconds in the lead, and continuing his pace, Wolfie, from qualifying, doing very nicely indeed. He is absolutely checking out at the front, ahead of Matterford in second now. So
that's kind of weird. Well, I know Matterford did well last race. I think he got fourth in driver of the week, if I'm led to believe. But yeah, he is definitely checked out.
He certainly has, but we'll have to check that. But Matterford in some pretty good form. My Bingaling, and then it's OGT. These two seem to be quite close out on track, very evenly matched, of course. Then 7 tenths further back to Messick, so not much between third down to about seventh, I reckon. In fact, they're close all the way down to ninth with GRT and
Oi.
GRT as Aussie Thunder there. Is Aussie Thunder making some moves? No, in fact, I think it might have been the other way around, Wolf. I think GRT's popped up into 8th place ahead of that man, Aussie Thunder. And then Kilroy, who was our driver of the day last night, snuck up onto the podium. His first in Tier 2. Great to chat with him.
Fantastic drive. Yeah.
Fantastic drive, kept out of trouble and got the job done up into 3rd place. But, well, he's got Wilco for company. And then Voodoo, the Nigerian Prince Wolf, who says that he's happier driving GT3 Ferrari cars rather than these Porsche cars, he says.
He says he's not a big fan of the Porsches, our Voodoo. He does a lot of things exceptionally well, all the graphics and such like, and on our servers and such like, but he's not a big fan of the Porsche.
And we've got someone who's not a big fan of the Bobby Rahal straight, Wolf. I thought I saw somebody heading off of the track there, but I could be very much mistaken, as the great man Murray Walker used to say, because Aussie Thunder is still up there in 8th. Was it V8, man? No, everyone's...
The GRT's had a bit of a...
Somebody looked like they had a moment there, I think.
Yep,
I'm pretty sure it was GRT. I saw a flash of blue there before when we were chatting, but he is down in 13th, so that promotes Jason Wilkinson into 10th, ahead of Kilroy and someone... I think it's Voodoo. We were talking about, he'd had a pretty clean run up to now, didn't he, Wolf? But
he's had a little bit of a problem.
We've given him a rap, and sure enough, he's dropped it out of the final corner, and he's been made to look quite silly, unfortunately, out of turn 11. But he's back facing the right direction. He's a good sport, though, isn't he, Wolf? He just gets back, and gets on with it.
For most of these guys, when you spin or when you crash, there's a lot of, thankfully. It's not broadcast. There's a lot of swearing and a lot of name calling. About 30 seconds later, you're into it and racing again, and it's a bit of a laugh through all of it. But I'm just watching OGT here, and I know that he's got Mrs. OGT and Miss GT. Shout out to those girls, and in fact, a shout out to everybody's significant other that's in this race at the moment, because it does become quite obsessive. I know your wife and my wife are like, oh, really? That's what you're doing tonight? I'll put the headphones on so I can't hear you idiots. So, yeah, shout out to all those people. Thanks very much for letting us do this stupidity.
Yes, it's great. We love it, don't we? 2 nights a week for 10 weeks of each season. It's absolutely fantastic. Big shout out to all the partners, kids as well. This commentary box sort of backs onto my daughter's bedroom, and I hear a tap on the door from my wife telling me to shut up, but I've got these noise-cancelling headphones, Wolf, which are absolutely terrific, because I can only hear myself, and anyway, it's great. But so lap 6 of this race, we're digressing a little bit, but how good is it? Because Albert now, 7.4. I think we can forget about Prince Albert. You know what? Prince Albert said, forget about this, I am off on my merry way. But Matterford in P2, and Binger, that gap staying steady at the 1 second mark there. OGT now making some moves. We're going to keep an eye on this man, OGT. The number 28, beautiful looking livery that as well on that Porsche. But he is keeping Binger very, very honest here, Wolf.
They're keeping it, and Messick's starting to sneak up on them as well. So there's going to be 4 line astern, as it's called, within the next couple of laps. And then we'll see how this shakes out towards the end. But I know that OG, I mean, they're obviously quick, but I know OG and Binger have been particularly quick from watching the practice quality and the practice race. But yeah, it should be. Give it another couple of laps, and they're going to be right on top of each other.
Don't forget about Messick down there in 5th as well. He's driving a very handy race. We heard from the Universal Boss, race control. Half the race gone, half still to go. Thank you for that, Universal Boss. But there is less than 10 minutes left in this one. Cola Commando 13 has checked in. Lucky for some. He says, how good is that green and yellow livery?
That's gorgeous.
I think he's referring to my Bingaling. So good. Did it make a Brazilian fly the Aussie colours? Not too sure what's going on over there in Brazil, mind you. Thinking of everyone over that part of the world. I think they found a new strain or something's going on over there, but it's not good. But thinking of everybody over there in Brazil, we're giving everyone shout-outs tonight, aren't we, Wolf?
Why not?
The misses, the population of Brazil, South America, you name it, we are doing it. But Cola, it is fantastic to have you along for the ride tonight. 10 people, double figures, always good. We might get that pay rise that we so deserve. Very excited. It doesn't take much to get a pay rise when it starts off with 0. But anyway, that might be something to bring up in our next EBA with Wilco, because less than 9 minutes remaining in this race. And 8th place for that man, Wilco. I was going to get to the points, Wolf, but there's so much happening. It's hard to get to it in these sprint rounds or these sprint races.
Good luck, mate.
So, good night.
Essentially, good
says,
luck.
Good luck with that. Nemo, who says, good night. Kia ora, that may be hello, or it's not good night, I know that, but let us know, Nemo. Good night to you, sweet dreams. Keep this KRL stream playing in the background. It helps us with our watch hours. As DJ Wolf says, the commentary is awesome. Well, isn't that nice? You're not too bad yourself.
He's a lovely bloke, that DJ Wolf. Know him well.
He is. Of course, great to be here, mate. You and the Wolf. Alan is in Australia, Nemo. Thank you for that. He's up in Sydney. He's eventually going to work his way down to Melbourne, the sporting capital of Australia. After he's finished watching that NRL stuff up there, he might come down and watch something else. But there we go. So less than 8 minutes remaining in this race. Let's just have a dozen people watching this stream, if you don't mind, Wolf. Albert, 8.5 seconds in the lead. Let's recap here. Matterford in second position. Binger, this has been close all race, Wolfie. Matterford, Bingaling and OGT. So the battle, the podium positions are not over here. Well and truly, there's still plenty to go there. Messick now, in fact, is dropping back. He was staying on the back of that battle between second, third and fourth, but now he's 2.2 off the pace. Fat Albert, thank you, Nemo, for that. Sweet dreams. Like we said, V8 man has dropped off a little bit, but still not a bad performance here from the Queenslander to go from 10th to 6th. Righty in 7th, minding his own business there, and Wilco has now made moves on Righty, in fact, so he's up to 7th. How far can this man get in the next 6 minutes?
Let's see. So halfway he was 11th. He's now 6th. Yeah, I think the top 4 boys are going too fast. I mean, we also have to remember that Binger usually has young Binger crawling all over him and asking for favours and all sorts of stuff while he's racing. So imagine how quick Binger would be if he didn't have children. So I don't think Jason can get much further than, say, Messick, because just because these guys are too quick up the front, and Jason's got to get through another couple of guys. V8 Man and Messick aren't easy to get past. There's really only one line on this circuit. You've got to brake early, let it roll into the apex, just on or just before the apex, you give it a boot full. You have to be very, very careful, as we always say in these Porsches. There's no traction control, so you've got to be very, very light on the boot.
Doesn't take too much to end up facing the wrong way and looking quite silly as we head back to this battle at the front now for second place. Binger, that gap, you can see it on your screen. There is not much between it. Victory Rider, hello to you, my good friend. Giving us a wave. Shout out to you. Absolutely awesome bloke. In fact, they're all awesome, aren't they? 16 people, 16 awesome people watching this stream. Nemo, Wolfie, Cola, and Victory Rider. Great to have Victory Rider, the great man, back on deck. But well, we've got 5 minutes remaining in this one, and we mentioned Wilco now up to 7th. And given the time he lost, like we said, shorter race. Less than half the time of the regular 45-minute race, of course. And given the time he lost in that drive-through penalty, I think you are absolutely spot on, Wolfie. I think maybe V8 man, but I think the likes of Messick OGT is going to be a bit of a bridge too far for Wilco tonight. So I reckon at best maybe 6th, possibly 7th for that man. Still handy points, of course. He's in the right position in terms of the championship. He's a long way in front. We'll get to those points a little bit later on, I think, after, because it gets confusing, doesn't it? For me, anyway. Wolf, we've got 2 races tonight, of course. 148 points to Albert's 87, so it is a fair margin. But look at this. Binger now dropping back a little bit more, if you don't mind, and that's keeping OGT interested, as Albert now 10 laps completed, coming up to complete lap 10 into lap 11. So we might have 2 or 3 laps possibly left in this race. And like we said, no traction control in these cars. So once you go off, Wolfie, very hard to get it all back facing in the right direction. In fact, we see drivers, they tend to spin, don't they? And then sort of you see them spinning again, and it just ends up going from bad to worse in these cars. The rear end can be very, very twitchy.
Well, it's an old school track, and if you look at the track, you'll see that there's very few places, if any, in fact, I mean, turn 1 for sure, but it's dirt or it's gravel. Once you get on, if you drop a right rear or a left rear onto that gravel, it just spins up. And it'll spin faster than the inside tyre on the tarmac, and will just spin you around. And as you say, your tyres get dirty. The track temperature is 35 degrees, so tyre management is really coming into play now with 3 odd minutes to go. As you say, 4, maybe 5 laps, probably 4 laps. Your tyres are going to be pretty burnt out right at this stage. So whoever's got the best tyre, whoever's got the best tyre management. And like I said, I'm surprised Albert is so far ahead. Maybe he just got that break. He's managing his tyres well. Jason is probably going to make a fool out of us and should get 6th place.
I was just, you took the words right out of my mouth. As Meatloaf would say, because that gap is now 0.7 of a second. Like we said, Wolf, maybe 2 or 3 more laps, although Albert is travelling quite fast, isn't he? It might be 2 laps, I reckon, the way we're going. But here is Wilco now, down from the corkscrew, and around to complete this lap. He is very, very close as we head towards turns 10 and 11. The second last and last corner on this circuit. OGT looks like he's getting a look in on Binger. We'll get to that battle in a moment. So these are the 2 closest battles on the circuit, Wolf, with 2 and a bit minutes left. So Wilco now.
Oh, OG's had a moment at the corkscrew. He's almost got in underneath Binger and has just kept it on the circuit. So he's dropped a good 3 seconds out of that.
That could see OG out of contention. I'm just thinking he's dropping back now, isn't he? Messick's there as well. The Quiet Achiever. Cola Commando, question mark. OGT, not sure what happened there. We did miss that Cola, but he did have a moment, I think, coming down from the corkscrew. Dang, says Cola Commander. So that I think that might be a bit too much for him now to get in on that Binger Matterford battle for 2nd position. So Binger, once again, he's Mr. Consistency. He always just pops up there, doesn't he? As that marshal waving a white flag. Not sure what that's all about, but anyway.
I don't know what he's talking about. He's
doesn't know what
drugs.
He's talking about, but they do some funny things here, that's for sure. But 1 minute 20 seconds left in this race. Let's start from the top. It is Prince Albert, the King of Spain. And thank you for that, race control, letting us know that the leader is on the final lap. Thank you for that.
Excellent.
And that means to say that he is a long, long way ahead, isn't he? As he's put a lap on...
He is a very long way away.
He's put a lap on Voodoo, 11.8. That is a considerable distance, isn't it, Wolf? Considering that we're talking about a 20-minute race.
And it's a 1 minute. It's a 1:25 lap. So it's considerable. Sorry, I'm just repeating exactly what you said.
No, that's good. 2 great minds think alike. But now Wilco, V8 man, looked a little bit nervy coming out of turn 1, I think it was. But this is going to be one of the last opportunities for Wilco to make a move here. He's getting very close. I know we've got Albert coming up to the line. We'll get back to that. But Wilco coming up towards the Barbie Rehal Street, and you've got to be a brave man to go down the inside there. We saw it in Imola, didn't we? Heading towards the Aqua Minerale. He pulled the move on Matterford for the race win, of course, last week. or the week before, I beg your pardon, but I think he might have missed that opportunity, or is there another opportunity? We said that passing, there is a passing spot down into the last corner, turn 11 Wolf, where he could potentially also make a move, but they're catching Messick as well.
Yeah, and OGT's got right up onto the back of Binger again, but unless he pulls a hell of a move out of this last corner, I think he's way too far back.
Albert wins race 1, so there we have it. Albert wins. And we just got to Albert in time. Matterford finishes second. Binger in third. OGT. Boy, the gap was only a second there. Messick in fifth. V8 man is going to get sixth position. Great race from him.
Well done.
Well done. He
lot
started
of pressure.
10th on the grid. Kept his head under tremendous pressure there from the reigning champion, the current championship leader. And a man who is not someone you want behind you, but he managed to keep it all together. As we're going to see some donuts now. Righties, yep, he's crossed the line in P8. Cart Dude after that drive-through penalty. And you better believe it, Rick Oztech, the championship is still alive as Cart Dude, I think he thought he was, I think he thought the race was done there, but GRT said, you know what, I might want 9th place. Solid race, lads. Wilco with the drive-through made things very interesting as there we see GRT rounding out your top 10. Aussie Thunder missing out there, Wolf in 11th, 9 seconds off of a points paid position. Voodoo, the Nigerian prince, not too much dark black magic he could work from down there in 12th. Kilroy in 13th. Something happened to Kilroy. He ended up a long way down. And
yeah, second last lap he had a bit of trouble, but yeah, so it's time for you to disappear into the distance again, Trev. Throw some graphics up, and we'll see you back for Quali 2.
It's time I disappeared. We'll be back. Race 1 done and dusted here. Albert taking the win. Matterford in second. Bingerling in third. Don't go anywhere. We're about to do it all over again for race 2 here for round 8 of this championship. Back in a moment.
Welcome to the Goodbyes YouTube channel, the home of motorsport.
Welcome to KRL. In your screen at the one time. Oh no! Look at this! Harvey Norman looking to make moves on Mighty Murph, but I reckon Barnes is going to make him pay. And he sticks it down the moment. Cart Dude almost sends Wilco off, but Wilco manages to keep his foot in the championship. But the new boy up to P5. Look at that, he's trying to break the slipstream on the main straight. But he is under pressure. pressure here. Great effort from Static has first, second, third, fourth, and fifth all together. Speed's got a run on him. Is he going to make a win down into turn one? I reckon he is. Down the inside, he's basically fully sending it. The final corner, he will take P7, I reckon, but Jimbo and Rob Dog, he's going to get his first points of the year as well. Who's going to take? It's time to go racing for KRL. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Time for qualifying 2 here. And once again, it's a very short session. Track conditions a little bit cooler, that sun a little bit lower in the sky as Jason Wilkinson flashing his lights. It's going to take more than that because he had an absolute... He had a weird race, didn't he, Wolf? Something
He had a shocker.
Un-Wilco-like, considering what he's done so far this championship.
He didn't qualify on pole, which is a bit unusual. He had a few rough laps. I think it was 4th for quali. And then he not messed up the start, but he got a little bit too excited at the start and wound up getting a drive-through. So... that put him back into, what do we reckon, 11th place, but he made it back up to 7th. So it's kept the championship open. We're 10 degrees cooler than the first race. The track is at optimum, and it's getting a little bit darker, so they might get a little bit greasy or slippery as the race goes on.
A little bit easier on the tyres as well. Like we said, qualifying 2, Albert taking race 1 here tonight, of course. And, well, the main championship rival of this man... But we might keep an eye on Albert because, boy, oh boy, that time was at a 25.1 in Q1, qualifying 1 at the top of our show. That was very, very fast, that's for sure. And like we said, we don't see him too much online, Wolf, so I'm not sure where he's getting that practice done. Maybe he's running off of Spanish time. But we do know, he didn't tell me too much for obvious reasons, but we do know he is a Victorian. So he's a Victorian at heart, so maybe that's got something to do with it. But there we go, top driving guys, Albert, the pace monster. Binger Best Dressed Award. Wilco, don't know why Brody and I got drive-through penalties. So that's interesting.
I would have thought it was from a botched start, or too fast to go, or above the speed. There's a few reasons why you can on the actual start. You get in this game, you get a little green box that you've got to sit in, and you've got to keep within that green box, and when you come across the start line or when you're about ready to hit, you've got to stay at under 70 kilometres an hour but still in the green box. So I'm assuming they might have been in the wrong position, too fast or something along those lines, but if Wilco doesn't know, then neither do we.
No, and yeah, I sure as hell don't know, but I like we said before, I was assuming that Cart might have just been out of place there. He looked to have a nose in front of Prince Albert there off the start line as we take a look straight into the 125s. Getting back to qualifying, I haven't even looked at that countdown clock, Wolf, and we've already gone through 3 and a bit minutes of this session, only 3.5 to go now. And Wilco at 25.8, which is 2.9 seconds ahead of Aussie Thunder, who's put in a bit of a banker lap there. Normally you get a drive-through for speeding on the initial start, says Voodoo. Not keeping in your green box. I think we mentioned that as well, Wolf, or not being in the correct lane. So pays to stay in your box and stay in your lane. Some great advice.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane, on and off the track. Know your place. But a 25.8 for Wilco. I'm just looking at these times at the moment. A 25.8. I do not feel at all safe, Wolf, with this man Albert getting around the track with that 25.8. I think we are going to see something a little bit quicker than that.
Well, it's a 25.1 and a 35 degree quali. The tyre's going to be much easier to deal with in this, although they take a little bit longer to warm up. It's sort of what you get in your heat when you warm up, you lose on track and so on and so forth. So the track's cooler, it's going to take a little bit more to get the heat into the tyres, which usually means riding the brakes a little while, trying to get that heat in, because you really need to nail that first corner. So it'll be interesting to see. We were talking before during the break. No idea how Albert kept going so hard, so fast. Tyre management must have been fantastic. Well, it was fantastic, obviously.
Well, look at that. Speaking of hard and fast, Wilco at 25.0. So, hello, welcome to the party, Wilco. Better late than never, but Albert 0.2 off of that time. Voodoo just saying Albert is a god, but Wilco 25 flat. Are we going to see a 24? This is incredible, isn't it? 90 seconds remaining in this session. And I don't think I've even put the camera on anyone else barring these two at the moment. Righty's in third, V8 man in fourth. Good result for him, but these guys, they're a fair way off as Albert makes a mistake. Heading up the hill towards the corkscrew, he spins. Aussie Thunder, is he going to get in his way? I don't think so. Aussie Thunder manages to negotiate that fairly well. But
Righty's come past him.
And, well, has that affected Righty's lap? Righty's popped in a 25.7 and is now off making some dust there. He's back into the pit lane. Checking Albert's race times from race 1, says Voodoo. He was consistently mid 125 to 126. So that is the buzzword of the evening. Consistency. Albert is absolutely on fire here. But Wilco...
Sorry, mate, to interrupt. Binger had an off on his out lap. And he's got 20 seconds to get to that finish line, or he is going to be at the back of the pack, which is interesting because he finished third in that first race, and it looks like he might not qualify.
And he's got a couple of friends there with him as well. There,
absolutely.
He's got Cart Dude, who hasn't set a time. Neither is Voodoo.
GRT.
Oh,
this will be close. This will be close.
So this is going to be touch and go. We might just check.
I think he got it.
That's it, Binger. Yeah, I think he's got there. Has he? Yep, he's continuing on. So Righty into the pits. But Jason on a 120, get this, 124.879. Wow. So there we have it. Albert still is out there circulating. We're going to check. I think Wilco might be the first of the main players to come across the line. It sure is quick, Voodoo, a 24.8 something. Unbelievable pace being set here. These guys, I tell you what, they're the best of the best, aren't they? But they just up their game every single time, don't they? Oh, Wilco, no. That's not what we want to see, just getting the back end of that car out. He comes across. I don't think he's going to improve on that. Wolf, no, a 24.8. That is where it's at. And I think...
Albert's in the pits. We're looking at Binger at the moment. Is going to have to make a hell of an effort to get further up the grid.
He's currently in 12th, but yet to set a time. Everyone in the pits apart from V8 Man and Messick, but I think V8 Man stopped somewhere out on track there. So I don't think we'll be seeing any more of him. Binger comes up to turn 11, the final corner here at Laguna Seca Raceway in sunny and hot California. Let's have a look out of the final corner now. Binger, can he get at least into that top 6 as he comes across the line? What can he do? Up to 8th.
Wow. So Messick improved his time, but stayed in 7th. That is a hell of a grid starting position for these guys. That is something. Carty didn't even qualify.
So Cart Dude did not set a time, along with Voodoo and GRT as well. But, well, they've woken up the sleeping giant, haven't they? Wilco with a 124.879. That is quick in every sense of the word. 3/10 ahead of Prince Albert, but he's nicely placed though, Wolf, in second. He'll have a good run going down into turn 1. Righty in third. The rest of them are on your screen. You know the drill by now, Wolf. I have to jump out for a short break. Thank you for that. All right, Wolf, just settle down. But we'll be back right after these messages. Of course, it is race 2 here for round 8. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome to the Goodbyes YouTube channel, home of motorsport.
welcome to KRL. In your screen at the one time. Oh no! Look at this! Harvey Norman looking to make moves on Mighty Murph, but I reckon Barnes is going to make him pay. And he sticks it down the moments. Cartoon almost sends Wilco off, but Wilco manages to keep his foot in the championship. But the new boy up to P5. Look at that, he's trying to break the slipstream on the main straight. But he is under pressure here. Great effort from Static. Has first, second, third, fourth, and fifth all together. He's got a run on him. Is he going to make a win? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost ready to go for race number 2 here tonight in another of the KRL sprint rounds. It's action aplenty right from start to finish. No downtime at all. No time to show those points, that's for sure, as we come up to the final corner to get things underway. A little bit of a controversial race one at the start. We had 2 drivers, one of them being that man on your screen, Jason Wilkinson, to receive a drive-through penalty. But he's put those demons to bed, hasn't he, from race 1 and qualifying 1. He has absolutely nailed pole position here tonight. And we'll start from P1, but don't forget about Prince Albert alongside him. As you can see there, 13 drivers all steering down into turn 1 here. OGT right behind Albert, as well as Righty. Don't forget about him, who's going to have a good run off the line as we are green. It is go, go, go here at Laguna Seca. Wilco makes a great start. Righty gets pressed onto the inside from Prince Albert. Albert sticks it around the outside. Manafort making moves already there on OGT. He's dropped a couple of places already, but it's Wilco leading here on lap 1. Albert slots into P2. He's going to be happy with that. Righty maintains third. And Righty's off the
Righty's
track.
off again where he came off last time. He's got to
and we've
that's
got
a little bit of a dodgy re-entry.
Somebody off at the back. I saw a quick flash of yellow. I think that might have been Cart Dude. Yellow flags. I think it is Cart Dude. But Binger now, right side by side with Righty, heading along the Barbie Rahal Straight up to the corkscrew for the first time. There we have it. Wilco leads a second ahead of Albert. Albert, you're not going to get much love out there. That is a very, very wide line, Wolf. He's not going to get too much help out there, as you can see. And Albert is falling down the timing screens, and he is off the circuit, Wolfie.
He's gone.
He is gone.
Righty's gone as well.
And
the corkscrew's caught him out.
And Righty is off the track, and being one of those circuits, there is not much love as soon as you get off the black stuff. No runoff areas. It is old school, Wolf, old school. Nothing but dirt and concrete walls out there, my friend. Righty now off the circuit. He might be done. If he usually goes off on lap 1, he's done for the day. But anyway, we'll wait and see whether that is the case. It's a bit of a theme, let me tell you. Yeah, he has gone, has he? No, he's sitting there.
He's just sitting there.
He's
just
sitting
to watch the race from.
Yep, just waiting for a mate. But there we have it. So 18 minutes remaining, lap 2 of this race now. And you can see there, Wilco, the man from Carrum Downs. Big hello to everybody in Carrum Downs. Great little part of the world. The home of Jason Wilkinson and family. But Manafort in second once again, backing up his strong performance in race 1, Wolf. He is absolutely flying, only 2 seconds behind him. OGT 1.2 seconds further back. And this man on your screen from Queensland, V8 man, if you don't mind, up to 4th again. Wow.
That's amazing. He's come through from a 6th place finish. I think the trouble that a few of these lads had at the beginning of this race was cold tyres. Take a lot longer to warm up on these things with the cold temperatures, and people got a little bit too excited, I think, in that first lap there.
And just when you think a meme is dead, next minute, thank you, Cola. Yes, you'll probably hear a few dad jokes as well. But 13, lucky for some watching this stream tonight. Do not go anywhere. Get the missus to fix the kids up, because this is going to be some frantic action here tonight. V8 man in 4th, My Bingerling in 5th there. Kilroy in 6th, Aussie Thunder. Cart Dude as well, did not qualify. We saw him around after turn 1 and 2. You can see the damage visually on the side of his car. so he might be struggling after that. GRT, oi, in 9th place there. Albert all the way down in 10th. Oh, no, I beg your pardon. He is ahead of GRT, so he's on the comeback, Wolf.
Well, he's got plenty of time to come back. Voodoo's dropped back. Voodoo was sitting there in 8th or 9th for a while, but he's either gone around or just decided to let the boys go race. The last 3 places there, Albert, GRT and Messick, are very, very tight.
Very tight. This is going to be interesting. There's a few good battles going on here. OGT is right up behind Manafort, if you don't mind, but Wilco, who's not exactly checking out Albert style at the front, but that gap is still 2.3. Very handy indeed. OGT, like we said, in 3rd. V8 man dropping back from OGT in 3rd position, currently still in 4th. Manafort, no, I thought he had a moment there coming through the corkscrew, but I was mistaken. Kilroy down in 6th, not bad for him. The quiet achiever, we like to call him here at KRL. He just gets the job done, no fuss sort of guy. Cracking bloke as well, so he's in 6th. Aussie Thunder in 7th. Cart Dude on the comeback trail there in 8th. He's very close to Thunder. A little bit too close there, Wolfie, if you don't mind, but that damage, how is that going to affect him? Is he flirting with that pit entry? No. He's just thought, you know what, I'm going to go by, and he is up to 7th. Very nice move there on Aussie Thunder. Prince Albert in 9th. He's done away with GRT. And then it's Messick in 11th, and the Nigerian Prince, who is just bringing up the back of the field. He did leave a comment before race 2, Wolf, saying, I'm just going to keep out of everyone's way. Down there in 12th position. He still might be on for a point. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely.
We might see some crazy. We see some crazy things, don't we, during the course of these races? So you never know. But lap 3 then. So things have settled down quite a bit after a very hectic start. There were cars and bits and pieces flying all over the place. But things have settled down now with 14 minutes remaining in this race. Gee, these sprint rounds. I've got to say, Wolf, my favourite rounds of the season. Absolutely fantastic, aren't they? It is action aplenty from go to woe. But you don't sort of get those if you have a bad race 1, a bad quali 1, you can always come back, can't you, in race 2?
You've always got the opportunity to come back. And the thing I like about the sprint races as well is that the field doesn't spread that much. You can see on screen you've got 1st, 2nd, 3rd. 4th and 5th are not too far behind. 6th not too far behind. The weekend we get up to the back of the pack there. Fighting for the points is, let's see, we've got Albert, GRT, Messick, and Aussie is tucked in there as well with the rest of the boys. So there's a fight for 10th place. There's a fight for 3rd. There's a fight for 4th and 5th. So there's a couple or 3 little battles going on the circuit. The tyres are going to be in good temp now if they've got their pressures right. Track's going to be a little bit greasy shortly as the sun drops, but we're still at optimum. We've dropped it under the degree, so it's still plenty of racing to go. And
those track temperatures are a lot cooler, obviously, because that sun is going down here in Laguna Seca. 24 degrees down from about 30, mid-30s I think we saw in race 1. But OGT, is he trying to distract Manafort there? That gap now 0.5 of a second as we see Wilco on his merry way through the corkscrew. OGT, he's getting a lot closer. I think this might be the closest battle on track, but oh no, I do tell a lie. Messick and GRT are very close as well, Wolf, along with Aussie Thunder. So there are battles right through the field. Like we said, things starting to settle down a little bit, but it is good. You mentioned, Wolf, about not quite as much of a field spread in these shorter races, so it does keep things a lot more interesting. But here on lap 5, it is this man. I'm not sure, like we said, those potential championship outcomes, which were far beyond my brain, what my brain could handle, Wolf. I think I can tell you one thing, though. I think this will be good for Wilco and not so good for Albert.
Yeah, this has not gone well for Albert. Considering the 12-second gap that he had at the race 1 with the win. But at the moment, everyone seems to be just trying to settle in. There's Bingers trying to get onto the back of V8 man, so that's for 4th and 5th. Where are we? And again, GRT and Messick, and I think behind that, he's come off there. Albert's come off again, but he's having a real struggle this race. He might have got his temperatures wrong.
Well, Well, they might have. It's like they've swapped places or something, isn't it? Wilco and Albert from race one, race 1 to race 2. Two completely different drivers coming out in each race. But Albert then, who's come off the track, I was just looking at those times, Wolf, and I was trying to work out, trying to suss out where Albert could potentially finish. We saw Wilco coming through the field in race 1, but that looks to be significant damage, and he's off again. He does not like that corner. Oh, he's going to come on back onto the track, across the track in front of Voodoo there, but Voodoo, the Nigerian prince, just minding his own business. But Albert is facing the wrong way. He's going to have time to get it back around. I don't like it when they stop on the off to the side of the track like this. Wolf, it usually means that they're done, aren't they, for the day? Yep. They usually, there we go, he's gone. So
trying to find that return to pit button.
Usually when they just go still, and it's quite an unnerving sight, because you just know, like you said, they're trying to find that return to pits button, and they are out. So well, we're down. They're dropping like I was going to say they're dropping like flies, but Wilco still leads this race. So this could be very, very interesting. So it's really been feast or famine for Albert, hasn't it? He dominated race 1, and then he's going to get nothing in race 2 for his troubles. But we've got 10 minutes remaining in this race, and lap 6 of this one. Wilco out in front, holding a steady 3-second lead, 3-second-ish ahead of Matterford. OGT, not too much Matterford can do, because he's got OGT keeping him honest in 3rd position. As Super Crunch, welcome to you, Super Crunch. Great to have you with us. He says, deja vu, Wilco again, as V8 man still holding on to 4th there, despite plenty of pressure from Bingerling as we've reached the halfway point. Half the race gone and half still to go. Thank you for that, the great man Murray. But Binger in 5th, Kilroy in 6th. Can't working through the field nicely. The man from Launceston doing some good stuff down there in 7th place. He might get Kilroy. Not too sure. He might. I don't think he's going to get Binger as well, but we'll wait and see. Less than 10 minutes now in this one. GRT. Oi! Comes across there. Dynamite so far up there in P8. Messick in 9th. And Aussie Thunder rounding out your top 10 here. And the final points paying position. And don't forget about that Nigerian prince. We reckon he could sneak a point, Wolfie. He's up to 11th.
He's going to give it a go. But I think, to be fair to everybody else in the field, someone's going to have to fall off for Voodoo to get that 10th place. And I say that as someone who got 10th place with... Oh, up to the front, Trev. Up to the front. Matterford's gone off.
Matterford has gone off. Is it that infamous turn 5?
It is the infamous turn 5.
The infamous turn 5. The Bobby Rahal curse. There must be a curse. We know there used to be a curse for 3rd place, didn't there, in this championship? But seems that Bobby Rahal is casting some sort of spell over that corner, which holds his name. But Matterford now down to 3rd, so they've just done a straight swap, haven't they? OGT says, you know what, I'll take 2nd place, and off on his merry way. But that gap, it's not too far, is it? Matterford still keeping his hand in there. Hello to you, Super Crunch and Kohler, having a good old chin wag in the comments. Keep those comments coming in. Don't forget at all, Wolf, about driver of the day.
It's a tough call. I'm gonna have. I think Matty at the moment seems to have that. I mean, I know he's come off there, but also respect to Matty, because he did come off. He waited and sorted it out before he came back on. He didn't come back on in front of everybody. But what that has done is it has slowed OG up so that OG didn't crash into Matty. Matty has slowed down, and it's brought V8 man and Binger up into the fight. So there's a good fight for 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 2, 3, 4, 5. I beg your pardon.
So it has closed things up, hasn't it? From 2nd to 5th, from OGT to Binger, now separated, Wolf, if you don't mind, by around 3 seconds. As Victory Rider checking in. Fantastic man, Victory Rider, Matty or V8 man this week for driver of the day. Keep those votes coming in. We would love to hear from you. But 7 minutes and 18, 17, 16, the countdown is on. It's the final countdown. And I said I wouldn't sing again, but there you have it. I tell a lie. But OGT Matterford is not leaving him alone, Wolf. If
No.
OGT thinks that he's wrapped up second place, he's got another thing coming. But this battle, V8 man, we mentioned Victory Rider saying V8 man potentially, he'd be a sneaky one. If he gets up into third, I reckon he just might get my vote.
Yeah, V8 did well in the first race, midfield finish. He's looking for obviously a higher finish here. They're spread out a little bit. With 6 minutes to go, it only takes a little mistake, as we saw with Maddie, and the field punches up, and all of a sudden you're on each other's back in hope that your tyres are still going to go well.
There we have it. So look at that. Kohler says, I'm going to have to stop you there, Kohler, because I love you. So just stop it in those comments. There's plenty of love coming through, which is what we love to see. Super Crunch says, Wilco, what a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. He's a bit more mighty than he was in race one, that's for sure. He was falling foul of the race stewards, you name it. He was getting drive-through penalties. He was 6th, which wasn't too good for him. Kohler says, Binger, I'm too sexy for this race. Thank you for that, Kohler. I think are we taking requests now, fellas, in the comments? But after it's sounding, I don't think. We might do requests. The night is only young here on the eastern in the eastern states. But there we have it now. 5 minutes remaining. I've got the camera stuck on Matterford, of course, but OGT still doing good things up there in second. We might check in with our leader, who is 6 seconds in front on lap 10 of this race. One might have to ask the question, Wilco seems a little bit more comfortable in cooler conditions.
Yes.
Just a thought, but he's doing a lot better, isn't he, away from those 35-degree track temperatures.
And with Maddie having that little off, it's I think he was 3 seconds ahead of Maddie. So when Maddie had the off and OG slowed down so that he wouldn't hit Maddie, and they've given him another couple of seconds, so he's quite comfortable now. He can afford to drop a second a lap and still be in really good shape for the win. Just conserve everything that he's doing and not take any risks.
So there we have it. We've gone from our race leader to V8 man, who can literally see third place ahead of him. He can sniff a podium finish here. It just goes on and on. It sure does, Kohler. Who says, Super Crunch, I beg your pardon, I'll have to check the replay later, missed that one. LJ Hooker, this is the song that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. Thank you, keep those requests coming in. We will do our best here at KRL. You've got to have fun, don't you, Wolf? That's what it's all about.
Absolutely, these boys are. They'll be sweating, they will be nervous, but they'll be having fun.
They'll be having fun, that's what it's all about. But Jason Wilkinson leads this race, OGT in second. Some people start singing it. Thank you for that victory. Maybe I need a couple of beers and we might see what happens. But there we have it. Less than 4 minutes remaining. So 2, possibly 3 laps remaining in race 2 here. Sprint round, of course, round 8. To complete round 8 of this championship with these Tier 1 boys coming out to play. And he is managing that gap. There's going to be some sweaty palms on the racing rigs tonight. That's for sure. There's going to be some tired boys out there. But the greatest song in the world, Supercross. Thank you, boys. I've got so much information coming in here, Wolfie. Every time one of the boys comments, it's all happening. It's literally right in front of me here. Thank you, boys. We love it. We absolutely love it. And it's fantastic stuff. Lap 11 of this race as Wilco comes up to negotiate the corkscrew for the 11th time in this race. And out of it again. What did we say? A 17-metre drop there. That's interesting. It's so tall you can see it from space, I think, or am I getting that mixed up? But anyway, still a great corner nonetheless, Wolf.
You've thrown me on that one. But what I can tell you is, look, they're running up to that corkscrew at about 210 k's an hour before they hit the brakes. It's really difficult to pass there. But this turn 11 is what the last turn. I've just got to move my notes because I have a cat sitting all over my paperwork. Thanks very much, Mia. Hope you're enjoying yourself. That last turn onto the start-finish is a place where you can try and overtake. You're doing 185 k's in there, so you've really got to think hard before you decide to come inside and duck in underneath. But it's starting to close up again between second, third and fourth there. Oh, as I say that, commentator's curse, V8 man's gone around.
And V8 man is around. He's facing the wrong way out of turn 1, which I think is the Andretti corner. I could be wrong, but he is spinning And
he's stuck there now.
He's stuck there, but to his credit, he's off again. I thought he might have got that back as Victory's waiting on a Trevor solo. He's going to be waiting a little while. The Sandman, we could call V8 Man, but look at that. He's out of it. There we go, V8 Man. He's pulled the pin. Well, at least to his credit, he tried to get it facing the right direction, but it didn't quite work out for him. But this man, I think we're going to have one more tour after this one, Wolf. He comes up to turn 11.
I would suggest you sit in third place. Maybe have a look at what Matterford's up to at the moment.
Let's just have a look. Matterford down the inside into the final corner. They touch, and OGT is around. And thank you. Leader is on the final lap, and look at that. And that
will
means
not go well.
That's not going to go down. I think we're going to get all these boys in the post-race interviews after this, but that has got Binger up to second, Wolf.
Yep, Binger's managed to sneak through in between all of that. And there's another big swing there.
Was that a bit of argy-bargy there, Martin? And look at that, OGT now holding on to third. But Can't Do now right in the mix. Look at this. Third, fourth, and fifth. We've been thrown into a battle. He had a shithouse race one, but now Can't Do in the mix for a podium here on the final lap.
So OGT gave him a squeeze. It was fair racing. They gave each other enough room. Gave him a little tug, but Matty's just probably come on too late onto those brakes and tried to sneak underneath. So this is the final lap. And Carty's gone into the dirt and lost a lot of traction.
And Can't Do then going in behind Matterford. Is there another opportunity as we'll get to Wilco, who's got the lights flashing? Well, he had a bad race one, but that's the beauty of these sprint rounds, Wolf. You can back it up in race two. And there we have it. I thought he was gonna drop it there coming out of the final corner. But he comes across the line. I know what you're thinking. Where is that battle for third place? Here it is. Matterford's gone off. Forget about him. But OGT comes out of the final corner. It's going to be a sprint run to the start-finish line. But OGT takes third place in this race. Can't Do it in fourth. See you later. And Matterford in fifth. I feel for Matterford. I feel for OGT a bit as well, but Matterford down in fifth. He did not deserve that, did he? No. Considering where he was only a lap or so ago.
Binger he did the right thing. He tagged OGT and sat there and let OGT get back in front of him and then continued racing. The trouble was that by the time they'd got it sorted out, Binger had come through and Cartoon and Messick were straight up onto them.
Stick around, of course, because after this race, we're going to hear all about it in the post-race driver interviews, which is a favourite time of mine. Love hearing the perspective of the drivers, of course, Wolf. And I think we're going to get all 6 of them, I think, from...
if Albert is still in the chat, we'll grab him.
Yep, or 5
so
or 6
we need,
of them.
Yeah, we need... well, I'm sure Wilco will get right on it. He'll be doing donuts, probably, so he'll eventually show up and let us get everybody into the chat.
Yep, drifting through the famous Bobby Rahal straight there, which a few people were doing without even trying during that race. It seemed to be one of those corners tonight. As Wilco there. Oh, very nice indeed. And we'll just wait for that driver of the day for the night. Good question, Voodoo. I'm going to put that to you, Wolf. Tough one.
Matty. I mean, I know Binger got third and second. He's my teammate and I love him dearly, but he kind of got gifted second on this one, although you get gifted these things because you are consistent and you are there to pick up the scraps and all that sort of stuff.
You've got to be there.
I think probably Matty still might get my vote because he probably would have picked up third or fourth, and with the second in the first race, Matty.
Yep, I'm going to go with Matty as well for race 2. Race 1 is a different story, but yeah, Wilco taking the win, of course, here in race 2. Binger, I've got to agree with you, Wolfie, to be honest, with Binger there. I think benefiting from that incident late in the race, had a bit of Stephen Bradbury about it. I know you love him dearly, like you said, but I guess, like you said, though, you've got to be there at the right time.
You've still got to be there, mate. You've still got to have that you've got to be right, you've got to be consistent, you've got to be there.
Got to be there to win it. Binger for driver of the day, says Voodoo. P3 in race 1, P2 in race 2. Like we said, Binger, you've got to be there when the action, when it all happens, so you can take full advantage of it. Kohler, Matty is a fair call. Gentlemanly conduct cost him a lot. Still great to see the respect, though, and that's what KRL's all about, Wolf. It's great to see that respect.
Look, we like it. I was going to say we like it hard, but it seems to be the wrong videos that I'm watching. We like the hard racing. I'm sure that Matty will have apologised to OG. And I might be having a little bit of a back and forwards now, but I'm sure that'll be sorted out before OG even gets into the chat. The boys will be, I imagine that the boys will be in their little chat room at the moment, talking over the top of each other like excited school children in a candy shop. There's so much went on. And am I right in seeing that Voodoo got 10th place?
I think you are, V8 man. Albert left us, righty left us. So the three amigos down there, V8, Albert, and righty. I'm not sure. As Wilco's joined the party, our race winner, but Voodoo did get that point. And I was talking from experience, Wolf, for 10th place, not easy they're not easy to get, are they, points?
They are not, mate. As most of our listeners know, I race in Tier 2 particularly poorly, and I've got 2 10th places, which I woke the wife up and said, I got 10th place, and she's gone like, well, aren't you retarded?
Comes right after 9th. I'm sure we can get some sort of ribbon. I'm sure they make ribbons right down to 10th place, but anyway.
Here's a participation award.
Participation award, great stuff. As have we got Albert in the party? I think Wilco, you're there, mate. Is that the championship? You're gonna have to get the calculator out because we've got no idea. But
good luck.
he thinks it is, Wolf. He thinks it is. You know for a fact he knows. But anyway,
I'm trying to work it out because I calculated I had to get 20 points if Albert won both races, so I'm pretty sure.
All right, have you rung your girlfriend yet and told her that you've won yet? Because that's the first thing you do.
we'll get her
or put it on Facebook, either way.
So we might just wait. We might start. Can we start with you? I think we'll go.
I think Albert went offline, so maybe Trev or Wolf, you can ask the questions, and Trev, you can be the Albert.
Okay, just putting me on the spot there a bit, but I think we could hear from Albert in his own language. I had a really good race 1. It was really good, you know. I basically just dominated the race 1. I was 10-11 seconds in front. Race 2, I started spinning. I kept spinning. I was always spinning, and then I stop. As soon as you stop, you know you're finding the pit button, and I leave. And some say I'm still spinning, but no, it was a good race 1. Not as good in race 2. Now I go back to my apartment in Richmond, and just basically that is it for this week. I think it's a championship over, but we still need to fight. We need to fight, and it was really good.
Thank you so much, Albert. That was great.
Great, thank you for that, Albert Takiero. I love you too, brother, as we move on to whoever finished second in race 1, which I can't remember. Who was it? Matty. We got Matty there.
I'm going to go off mic.
I was spinning. Thank you for that, Albert. I hope he's not listening to this. Anyway, we've still got 13 people. We're still on the air. How good is that? Matterford, I don't think we've got him. Remind me.
Matty's here.
Oh, we do. Matterford, I beg your pardon, mate. Talk us through your evening. You got our driver of the day for tonight, our driver of the day for race 2, mate. Talk us through your evening tonight.
Well, I can't qualify for shit in this track, so I started 8th, but gained a lot of positions. I think because starting group was a bit out of whack, so I just chasing through and got 3rd pretty quick. And then it's pretty easy, but it wasn't easy because I had Binger and OGT right up my ass the entire 20 minutes. So that was a bit of a testy one. And then race 2, I thought I had under control a bit. Until I kind of hit the hot dog, went off, gave OGT to place in race 2, and I think I had to run at him on the last corner, but I backed out a little bit too late, and he kind of turned in. Obviously, gave him a tap, which was a bit shit, but and then I just went to shit from there.
Okay, bit of a theme emerging there, mate. But no, fantastic stuff. Good results tonight overall in the scheme of things. Congratulations, mate, and well done tonight.
Cheers.
Great stuff. Do we have OGT? Is OGT on the line? Let us know.
No,
Yes, he's
here
just
we
jumped in
go.
Oh, there we go. Look at that, perfect timing. OG, mate, are you there?
Yeah, I got you there.
Good stuff, mate. Loud and clear. Talk us through it, mate. Your race tonight. Are you happy with the results, mate, or could you have done more?
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the best drives I've had in a cup car. So now it's the end of the season. I'm just getting my head around it. Fan-bloody-tastic. I had some great battles with Binger, Madford. Yeah, there was carnage all around me. It was wicked.
Great stuff, mate. You've managed to get on top of it with two. You got two races left, but there we have it, mate. Congratulations. And who else? Who else have we got in this party?
The Binger.
Big Bingerling, who was there, right place, right time. Binger, mate. Hello. Come in over.
Hello. You got me, Trev?
Yep, sure have. Loud and clear, mate. Talk us through it tonight, mate. 2 races. Happy with the results?
Yeah, mate. A third and a second. I can't ask for more than that. I was first race. Matty was up my arse, so I let him go pretty early, and I just thought I'll try and keep pace with him. And I was surprised I could. I just hung around, finished a nice easy third in that one, and there was battles galore in the second one, which was good.
It's well worth watching it back. What happened to your quali in your second quali? What was that about, mate?
A couple of times the kids were giving me a bit of grief, so I had to
Young Thomas, that's those red frogs. The red frogs are working.
And then I had the one lap to get a time in. It wasn't as good as I could have done, but a respectable 8. And yeah, I came through. I got up to 4th. I think a couple of blokes spun out. And then there was a good battle between OG and Madford, and I forget who was in front of me, but he spun late and gave me a sniff, so I thought, I'll just hang around here. And then Madford and OG had a little coming together, and the Red Seas parted yet again for me. Very happy to take second.
I mean, the joke is obviously the Stephen Bradbury win, but as I said to Trev, you've got to be there, you have to be consistent, and you've got to be close for when things like that happen.
Yeah, mate,
and respect to Madford that he was well aware that he tagged OG and turned him around. He stopped, let OG get back onto the circuit.
Yeah, totally.
And you were there, and that's how it happens, and that's racing. And then the boys, OG and Matty, went for it again. So
that's it. Drag race for a while.
Yep, all good.
Very good race.
Great stuff, boys. That's exactly right, Colo. An opportunity knocks, mate. You've got to be there to pick up the pieces. But fantastic, mate. Bingo, congratulations to all.
Thanks, Trev.
To you, mate. Fantastic stuff. We'll catch you next week in South Africa for the next round. And, fantastic. Have we heard from Wilco yet about his race?
I was about to say.
Wilco. Calculations and
calculations. Well, let's stop the calculations. What's the story with race 1 there, champ?
Brody and I both got drive there. We don't know why. Have no clue. So I somehow got into the lead starting 6, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on here?" And then finished 7th, I think it was. But then race win there. That is championship done.
Yeah, no, we'll worry about that later. Albert got a 1:25.1 for quali, and then you got another 3/10 quicker with a 1:24.8.
Did you see my moment? I'm pretty sure you're on board with me. I had a massive moment somewhere and dropped the wheel off the dirt and lost a couple of tenths. But that was good fun. There must be a thing where if I fuck up in sprint race 1 or get pushed off like Brody did at Misano, I come back and win race 2. So maybe we need to do more sprint races.
Starting as Voodoo is right onto it, folks. Voodoo saying, starting work on the points now. I will have the sprint round winner announced on Discord soon, so stay tuned for that. Nothing like popping onto Discord, is there, boys? And just seeing 48 new messages when you jump off here. But the boys will be talking. That's great. That's what it's all about. Everyone involved, and it has been fantastic to bring this to you once again tonight. Well, Wolf, we are almost out of time.
Look, I think we have to give. Fantastic night. I think we have to give Wilco props. I believe he has actually won the championship.
Okay.
But
Did you like my drifts?
oh, we didn't see your drifts, mate, because we were too busy
shit.
commentating.
No,
We've
at
got
the
other
end.
things to do. You're not the whole and soul bloody thing that we watch here. Trevor and I have got other information that we need to impart.
We had
Trevor was getting requests
Right outside
all night
Leeds.
to sing, so I mean, we can't really just focus on
Yeah, I
you.
drifted the whole last lap for you, Wolfie.
Yeah, we saw it, Wilco. We saw it. Don't worry.
Yeah, we saw.
Yeah, righto. Yeah, you're the best.
We saw Wilco drifting. We saw Albert spinning. So there we have it. Well done, boys. The comments are coming in. Voodoo, love you, man. Aussie Thunder, well done, boys. Thank you, Thunder, for tuning in. What happened, Mr. Drifter? Thank you, Voodoo. Shuey says Victory Rider. Top driving, top commentary as always. Great stream. Thank you, Cola. Super Crunch, LOL. Love your work there. Light the back down the corkscrew like it ain't no thing, LOL. Yeah, I'm not going to sing in Spanish. We are out of time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in for both Tier 2 last night, Tier 1 tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Wolf, for being back for another week.
Thank you, mate. It's been great to be back. It's the best rounds are the sprint rounds for these fellas. They're hard, they're fast, and they're great.
Absolutely fantastic. Wilco, congratulations. Thank you again for
We
everything you
just
do.
be serious for 2 seconds. Next week is mental health round, by the way.
Yep.
So that's something everyone's going to get behind that. We'll get all liveries sorted, so it's going to be the Beyond Blue race. Obviously all about mental health and depression and all that sort of stuff. I think that's everything that's it's pretty big these days, especially all the lads. So that's something serious we will do next week.
Well, I've already unveiled my livery. You've seen it.
Yep. So we'll we'll
Just a
get
couple
behind
of things
the
on that.
cause.
That it's for anybody listening that's worried. It's okay to be not okay, and
Exactly right.
not all scars are on the outside, as my friend OGT says.
Absolutely.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you to everybody. Yep, stay tuned. Round 9 next week, of course, Mental Health Awareness Round. That is going to be a fantastic initiative, and anything we can do to help with that is absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Stay safe, everybody. Stay well wherever you're watching us right around the world, like we always say each and every week. Thank you. Ciao. It's goodbye.